players are very, very skilled, and I am absolutely excited to watch this game. So, oh yeah, the music is a little loud. Sorry about that. That should be much better. Thank you. So yeah, I guess if both players are good to go, we can go ahead and mute and deafen, and then I'll confirm you're good to go in Bingo Sync chat. Just try to have it like kind of pulled up, so if I need to communicate in there, I can, but otherwise we should be good to go.
Best of luck, Tyler. To see you on the board.
Okay. Okay, so, both players are good to go. Let me go ahead and edit the splits to -1 minute, which I really should just have as like automatic at this point, but 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay, so I'm a couple seconds behind on the timer, but welcome to an A-tier match. This is going to go really quick because, as you can see, now that I have unhid the board and you can actually see it, this board is fast as heck. Even like in lower tiers, I think this would be a pretty fast-paced match. So I am fully expecting this to be a game where goals are flying off the board. Very fast center square, pretty fast corner squares also. The impact one is definitely the longest, and even that one's not like super long. Tyler was mentioning diagonal blindness might be a thing, but I think the spaces might be flying off that I don't even know if diagonal blindness is going to happen. So I was like a couple seconds behind, so 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, and the Waldorf Barbuda very hards, which, like, if you know where to go and get a little lucky in Waldorf, are still very fast. Immediately going into Kick Club here, which I believe is mostly just for... Wait, no, there's no beverages in this. I gotta scan pretty quick in this. I don't super see what the Kick Club is immediately for. Magic Garden is most likely for the quickest beverage of all time. Which one do I have as beverages? General 2. And I assume that was the diver's beverage also. And this will be the Hotfoot beverage, which I'll just go ahead and count now. Oh, 5 extra lives, thank you. We were talking just before the match about how good it is to zoom out the board so you can see the chat and stuff. And turns out zooming out the board just makes it hard to see the board also. Yeah, welcome in everyone. Very excited for this match. I haven't gotten to cast an A-tier match so far this season, and definitely am excited to watch the pace fly by. Stan and Tyler both have not gotten a win this season yet, but both are still playing really, really well, and definitely excited to see what comes of this match. It is most likely just for the 5 lives and also bosses. Like, there is like a little bit of synergy in here. It's just kind of like not the first thing I expected to see, I guess. And delivering this tea counts as a beverage now too, right? I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure. I'm just gonna mark it. I did too. Did I start the general goals? No, I did not. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, I meant to start those before the start of the game, but it is helpful to start the... Okay, so that's going to be the 5th.
5.
And Stan frantically trying to find what would be the 6th one. You know what? That works too. That wouldn't have been the 6th one I thought of, but I think it is just literally whatever Stan thought of first, so understandable. And meanwhile, Tyler is 6k away from the 5th life here, so getting close, but just needs to be a little bit careful in the next couple of levels. And that is a boss in 1 game for Tyler. And the 5th beverage. Or the 6th beverage, excuse me. And immediately hopping over to Mortal 2 to activate the switches and probably parlay this into a pretty quick cherry, if I had to guess. And Tyler just understandably playing it pretty cautiously here. Getting the 50k, getting a life, and we're good. So the square inadvertently actually blocked the only bingo that was like really left for, or the one of the 2 bingos that was being threatened. I guess there still is the diagonal as well, but with both players having only 1 space on the board, it's kind of hard to play defensively and block stuff. And I'm assuming Tyler is now just staying in to be able to get the gift in Kit Club, which is just beat Track World, so a little bit longer, but good timing. Yeah, while Stan is working through... Oh, is this just going to be portal jumping all the way up? I like this route. I'm not sure this route's super necessary, because I think it's probably just faster to like walk up there, but this is a cooler route, so while I cannot award bonus points for doing this square cooler, this is a cooler way to get up there. Yeah, while we actually have a second to discuss the board before the rest of the stuff starts flying off. We do have a very fast Bug Hunter goal. We have a very fast Cyber Owls goal. If you know, Val Brace leveling up at 1 throne's not super fast. A Tactics score 1k in survival is not super fast. Divers takes literally 1 minute if you know where to go, and also counts as a gift. So extra synergy there. There's double Barbuda, which if you know Barbuda can parlay to a cherry for a triple. There's just so much synergy on this board that I'm expecting that as players start to get into this a little bit more, we will see 1 game count for like up to like 3 or 4 spaces at a time, which always feels good to do when you're in bingo. And yeah, that mini and max square is pretty fast as well, and especially given that it's a center square, I would say that that's a pretty big priority too. Stan does have like a very mild amount of mini and max progress from beverage rushing, so if Stan wants to pop back in and grab that mini and max goal at some point, it probably wouldn't even be a couple of minutes. Like I think at this point all you'd have to do is like go talk to the thing. I guess it's still a couple of minutes because you have to blow open the outlet, then talk to the thing, and then go get the egg. But yeah, this is a pretty cool route to get all these switches. When I was trying to route out activate all switches without Scout, I was having a hard time actually like going through the portals at the end. At that spot that Stan just grabbed. So I will mention this because this is an A-tier match. I was gonna say Stan might have been trying to hold that Mortal 2 square for a little bit, just because did theoretically just see Tyler mark off the Kit Club square like not that long ago, but rightfully went ahead and just marked that off because Mortal 2 is a very fast game and I don't think you can really afford to delay marking a square for it. But Stan does see the Mini and Max quick progress now, and we also see Tyler hopping into Porgy for 4 torpedo upgrades. I admittedly still need Porgy practice, but I'm pretty sure that the only upgrade goal that takes any amount of time, if you know where to go, is the 25%, and I guess the fish eggs one is kind of annoying. Nope, Lamia was not having that one, and that's a pretty big drop because that would have been 2 fuel and a torpedo. So understandably quitting out there to try to get a faster goal here. As I was mentioning, this diver's goal, if you know where to brush your head on the ceiling, takes 1 minute, and you also don't even need to like make it all the way back to the base because it's just when you get the gift for it. It is possible that Tyler is trying to go for some extra progress in this, but I'm not super sure why, to be honest. Because if you do this goal right, you actually don't end up having a diver's battle, like, at all. There's one spot on the ceiling after this little tunnel, right here. That little, like, 4 ledge. If you just brush your head against that and then go right, you're directly there. I think Tyler maybe doesn't remember which chest the parasite hammer's in. Yeah, just brush your head against that lower tile and then go right. This might be a little high. Oh hey, the extra gift sub. Thanks, Valorant.
Oh, Valorant gets a sub. Thank you, Vexum. Thank you, Valorant.
And Stan did make it pretty cleanly through to grab the egg, and is now just going to be trying to... Yeah, sorry, heads up to my stream, that was my wife's alert. I guess I didn't realize that it'd get picked up so well, but...
I'm sorry. You're yelling floor.
Yep.
Everyone heard it. Vex, thank you so much for the 5 gifted
Alright,
subs.
very, very quick center square, and immediately hopping into Vanger to threaten this diagonal. Tyler was correct to be going into Porgy to try to block this diagonal, but unfortunately quit out, so there's not even really that much extra progress right now. The first boss in Vanger can get through this pretty quick. Yeah, I sort of forgot my wife's alerts were going to get picked up so well, like, I'm going to be honest. Alright, and Tyler is hopping into Valbrace here to level up at a throne, which is a pretty quick goal, which will also mark the center line that Stan's working on. I guess at this point you do have to be kind of cautious about both of those bingos, the middle row bingo and the diagonal one. Little does Tyler know that Stan's rushing the diagonal right now. It's kind of just an unfortunate guess that you have to take in the middle of a game. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. It was a very funny moment. I was playing Guitar Hero when it happened, and happened to be playing that song, and Bun just needed to vent about dumb drivers.
Is that what it says? Level 2. Holy shit. We'll take it. Damn.
I'm always a fan of seeing Valbrace in Bingo, but I definitely need to like learn my Valbrace for Bingo, because some of the stuff is definitely pretty fast.
An instruction sheet to go off of, you know?
Yeah, Bun and I used to stream next to each other on the couch and stuff, so you absolutely would get like 2 streams in one, but she's over at her desk now. And I think normally we don't hear that alert, but we just happened to today, which ended up working out
I
well.
might have my volume up a little bit, but not that much.
It's a loud alert too, so.
Well, it's very quiet at the beginning, and then it gets very loud.
Yeah.
Because they're like whispering, they're like, let the bodies hit the floor!
I appreciated the live rendition of it too.
Yeah.
Chat says it's funny, don't change a thing, whatever you do.
Okay, I will not.
Let no one clip your wings, baby.
I will not then.
Also, yeah, Kana, if you can get any Manipless stuff into Valbrace, or Manip stuff into Valbrace, that would be pretty sick, because...
Well, my favorite part of that alert is that you were playing Guitar Hero, and you were like, oh, Bun, you'll love this song. And I was like, what song is it? And then I just heard the, let the bodies hit the... And I just was like, Flora!
It was very good. I missed it. Did Stan beat that boss and is just holding it now? Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he beat it. So, already immediately threatening the diagonal, Tyler does see it and is going to try to hop into either Ninpeck or Porgy here. Head-to-head Porgy, let's go. So, Tyler does have a 1 dive advantage here. Was about to have significantly more advantage, but did die the last time he was trying to go through this. So this specific dive is pretty important. I personally wouldn't feel super confident trying to do a dash through this, because this is a pretty tight thing. But you at this point are assuming that both players are probably in this goal. Seeing as how this is the faster one. We could also potentially see a head-to-head Ninpeck race, which is really funny seeing as how Ninpeck's an auto-scroller. But, like, this is theoretically the one Ninpeck goal that, like, could be raced, because it just depends on how efficient you are and not, like, how far you are. So Tyler did make it through the arguably biggest drop here and has, I think, 1 torpedo upgrade. Confirming for my information here, the Buster torpedoes don't count as a torpedo upgrade, right? Those are just like a ability or whatever. Because in my head, the Buster torpedoes are a torpedo upgrade, but they're definitely not, because I'm assuming it's just the torpedoes with the T on them. Alright, so after this drop, Tyler will have 3, but does not have the Buster torpedoes. Meanwhile, Stan does have the Buster torpedoes, and I think is at 2. So it will be whoever is able to get the last torpedo upgrade here first. Honestly, there's still hope, Bramblin. If Tyler is able to block this, then most of the strat that Stan's been going for early in this game is kind of nullified. There's still, like, bingo threats, obviously, to be had with this. But alright, so the Buster torpedoes can now be used by both players. I think Tyler is still just looking for his very last one. Yeah, the square advantage at this point is kind of the bigger deal, I think. But if Tyler is able to come back here and grab this torpedo and make it back to base, is only down 4-2, and so it looks like Stan is having a hard time finding those last Buster torpedoes. Meanwhile, Tyler is just trying to make it back. And that's true, it does threaten the Road 2 bingo, which is still, like, fast. And there's the 4th torpedo. So, good on Tyler to immediately hop in. That was a really cool Porgy race. I feel like you almost never get to see Porgy, like, raced head-to-head like that. And then suddenly Tyler, while down 4-2, is also threatening his own bingo opportunity here. Stan, seeing this, is just going to go ahead and try to get that diver's square. Again, if you know exactly where the Parasite Hammer is and can swim, even without flippers, this goal takes like 1 minute. And meanwhile, Tyler is hopping into Fistel to beat the 2nd scare, which is also a pretty fast goal. Is going to be another boss in a different game, which will also help that synergy there. I'll go ahead and just open this. Get ready to change this. There's no UFOs or anything, right? Okay. So I guess I don't actually know if Stan's gonna get this gift first, or if Tyler's gonna get the boss here first. I think it depends on how this fire room goes. It was not looking amazing, but able to clear it out there pretty fast. Those blue guys can both be really, really annoying and then also kind of helpful sometimes, so it sort of just depends. Oh no, Stan, you just gotta go to the right! Okay. I was gonna say, Stan did navigate all the way over there perfectly, but you just gotta go to the right and then down from there. And now this is a boss in 2 games for Tyler. And Stan is navigating on the way to the Parasite Hammer. This is Ridge Racer music, yeah. It's this jungle mix. Also, hi Spooty, how's it going?
For the break ending.
Okay, so Tyler is making way through second scare, and Stan is making his way down through these jellyfish. And right here is the Parasite Hammer, which also counts as a gift. If you want to bring it back, you can, but yeah, it doesn't need to. Just needs to collect it there.
I guess I'm gonna try to like
Okay.
this stuff.
So Stan is in a pretty threatening position here, and I think is a little paralyzed by choice, because he's got a couple of different options he can go for.
Thank you for the cutie mo.
Waldorf's journey to try to at least get a quick cherry and potentially get 6 puffins along the way is a pretty good call. Yes.
Haha. Waldorf.
Oh, right. Thanks, one. I forgot about the Vanger boss.
Alright, I use little mute. I'm gonna try to screenshot this shit. And then maybe we'll get to move on to like.
So this specific Waldorf skull, for those that haven't seen it, is collect every puffin along the way, basically. The puffins randomly spawn in. There's like percentage thresholds where they can spawn in, but they can spawn in anywhere in those percentages. So you have to do a pretty careful like sweeping up and down the map most of the time to be able to catch these. It ends up being a pretty cautious Waldorf's playthrough. You're also not able to die because there's only 5 puffins or 6 puffins available. So if you lose any, then you obviously can't enter the palace with 6. And then you also ideally want to get a cherry disc out of this, because this is one of the cherries on the card that is pretty manageable. I think at this point, even if you aren't able to get the cherry on this round specifically, I would maybe just come back and grab it. And meanwhile, Tyler does beat the second scare, so nice. Heading into Cyber Owls to probably get a gift really quick. A lot of players have been going for the super quick Cyber Owls gift here, where you just lose an owl and then rescue someone, and then you get the gift out of that. Yeah, this might just be the 6 puffins goal, and Stan might just be coming back in to try to cherry it later. Which is definitely understandable. I was gonna mention that it's kind of hard to do both of these goals at the same time. You definitely want to be hanging out in like the middle of the map as much as possible, because you don't really want to miss anything from the top or the bottom. And this is also one of the only goals in... Oh, well, there you go. They're just both hanging out next to each other, I guess. So now I bet Stan wishes that he had a little bit more money here, but... I don't know if that actually helped you, but it was funny. Meanwhile, Tyler gets exploded by that grenade, and there we go, 6 puffins. That was fast. I mean, might as well move forward, see if you can get an extra key or something. I think you're pretty much not going to be able to make the cherry here, but I haven't seen if Stan's used his beach ball yet, so he like theoretically, I was gonna say he could theoretically farm those squids for keys, but might just be ending here. This is only like 15, 18 shells. Okay, so Tyler is parlaying this into Get Me Out. I missed which owl he got first, but thankfully Stream rewinds a thing. And probably should have been on Twitch years ago. At least it's there now. Thank you. Yeah, head-to-head Valbrace is exciting. Tyler did identify pretty quickly that that is the fastest goal to be able to block. Looks like you got Huxley. Alright, so gonna go ahead and kill the crone for some fairly easy essence. It floats up and down here, and if you can time your hits, you can basically just stunlock her and use the Pierce spell to get through. Valbrace is a very fun game for bingo if you know what to do, and Tyler definitely is looking pretty fluid with these movements. Well, Stan's looking a little bit faster, so this might just be a race to see who can actually get to this throne first. Tyler does have the essence that he needs, so basically just needs to find the throne. But depending on how these random encounters go, this might end up being... Yeah, I was gonna say, Stan's gonna still need to kill the crone here, but might just be trying to clear the floor first. Tried to sit down, but you need a little bit more essence first, so maybe didn't remember exactly how many there were. Oh, this is so head-to-head. Wow. So Tyler does have the end of this open, but just needs to find the throne. I was gonna say, Tyler's going the wrong way. Stan is at least heading back to the crone. I'm pretty sure the throne is more like in the middle. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, there you go. Very, very important snipe from Tyler. And it looked like Stan's plan was basically just to kind of grind against the random guys anyway, so I think that might have been kind of hard. So it said Tyler had 3 gifts. Kit Club, Cyber Owls, and what was the third one? Oh, Valbrace for leveling up at a throne. Just got that. Okay. Thank you. I am a little surprised that it took us 26 minutes to see anyone open Bug Hunter here, because this Bug Hunter goal is pretty fast. And will also threaten another diagonal bingo from Stan. Another fast one. Like I mentioned, this board is kind of just full of like really fast goals. And I think Tyler is doing a good job of... I haven't seen if Tyler's gotten the gift and sandwiches. Yep, there you go. Just resetting until Radiate, and then immediately picks this up. And immediately goes into Golf Area to try to pick up the Blockbuster. And maybe not quite as directly telegraph this diagonal. just picking up the corner spaces that are all pretty fast. I think if Tyler has picked up every sandwich, the 5th one I believe is coming up here. We should see the gift icon pop up for that if that's the case. There's the gift. Okay. So the gift for Barbuda is going to be visiting at least 25 rooms. I think Tyler just trying to figure out exactly what other 2 gifts he even really wants on the card at this point. I'm pretty sure this Golf Area goal is the gift for this, right? Or is it a Holy Tea? I don't remember. It might be a Holy Tea now that I'm saying that out loud. Yeah, pretty typical A tier pace of a match. The blockbuster is the gift. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. So another very good synergy if the players do know their way around Golf Area here. There have been a couple of spaces on this board of gifts that are just the gifts themselves. And Tyler theoretically could be trying to swoop up this, get gift number 5, and then maybe do that extended Barbuda play. Because there definitely is pretty good synergy if you're able to have a deep Barbuda run that's also a cherry. Tyler's picking up a pretty important shot upgrade here. Like Spitty was mentioning, without the brakes, you definitely want to make sure that you are pretty comfortable with your stroke count. I love Golf Area when you just try to leave an area and it's just like, no. And yeah, that greed I think did actually put Stan pretty behind on this. Tyler is playing it a little bit safer here and grabbing some pretty helpful strokes, but you can even just see here without the ability to brake where you're going, you do have to be pretty cautious with how much power you're using in shots, and even just these like more or less simple alignment things just don't work super great. Stan almost got it, but this shot is pretty precise. Tyler's down to 7 strokes though, so has to be careful. Stan still got 12, and admittedly isn't taking like the longest time to get back up here. Ooh, Tyler's looking low on this. Gotta be careful here. Okay, because 3 strokes, is that enough to get the blockbuster from here? I think it's like just barely enough. What a weird corner stop there. That like really helped Tyler, but also put him in a weird spot. Alright, so can this... Nope. Oh, meanwhile, Stan's got 8 strokes left and just basically needs to get up there. Does play it safe. There's the blockbuster. Another bingo being threatened by Stan. This is absolutely A tier pacing. But Stan is holding it. I was gonna say, hopefully not holding it too long. They definitely both got punished for being a little aggressive on that, I think. Head-to-head Cyber House is pretty funny. Okay, so both players are going to be doing the rescue game here. It looks like we have gotten 1 clear from Huxley on Tyler's side, and then I don't think Stan actually meant to pick this mission. I think he meant to do the rescue mission as Engel. It is kind of funny that they both went for this goal though, because this doesn't actually threaten like any of the bingos that are right now on the board. But Tyler might be, depending on the luck of the draw here, in a little bit better of a spot here. If he's able to snipe this, slow down Stan's torrid pacings for a little bit. Oh, did I give the gift to Stan? Oops. It's alright. The last thing I have highlighted is Tyler's gift. Oh, I may not have actually given a gift for the... I see what you're saying. No, thank you. Okay, so there was a slight change to the Cyber Owls rule for those that saw this earlier in the season. This used to be just rescue with each owl, and now it is rescue as each owl. That's also another gift for Stan, by the way, so I think he's up to 5. I'm sure we'll see the garden pop up at some point to count and confirm. Are any of the drinks fast gifts? I don't think so. Did I miss Tyler beat that with Gwen? I must have. Oh, Danger Heat mod. That makes sense. Has Tyler not actually beaten a boss in Cyber Owls yet? If I just assume that's been coming for a while. That's funny. I was trying to figure out why he was back in here, but I guess he just did the rescue mission and hasn't actually beaten the mission yet. And meanwhile, Stan is going for that score 1,000 points in a tactics, which is currently a pretty threatening space, because this does potentially set up Stan for a racer race, which neither player has progress in at all right now, actually. So it'll be pretty much a complete direct head-to-head on if Tyler is able to stop this. But unfortunately for Tyler, even if he does stop this, Stan's position on the board right now is just threatening like so many different spaces that I think unless Tyler gets a little lucky on some snipes here, is currently a little bit on the back foot. Like, there's not too much you can do with Stan's pace that he's had, and also the specific spaces that he's been able to grab. Like, just commanding so much of the diagonal presence on this board has been pretty tough. So I'm guessing that is here. Oh, and it looks like Stan did lose in the tactics. So, pivoting now, and pivoting back. Okay. So this is actually pretty good synergy, and I was wondering if the players were gonna see this. Even coat is on the board, and since even coat's on the board, you can also use it to count for racer here. So as Stan completes this goal, this is going to be 3 of the 4 levels of Paint Chase already. I'm going to be honest, I kind of have no doubt that Stan's going to get this, so I'll probably just mark this as 1 for Racer. Stan will still need to do another level in Paint Chase, but has his pick of the litter here, basically. And as long as Stan is able to win this, which it's looking like it's fine, especially if he just keeps up the fast combo here. Should be good to pick up the 3 spaces from Even Coat, and then just do another course to pick up the space from Racer. And that is a 4th boss. This maybe isn't even a clear. This is looking pretty close. Ooh, never mind. Okay. So the nice thing about this goal is if you're boosting correctly, you're fine. I think this is the hardest stage of the boosts just because those little blob guys are really annoying with how fast you have to go. But as long as you are careful around the blob guys specifically and not boosting here, at least until you're like near them. That was pretty nice though, is like kind of clipping them on the corner. Oh, but an equally unfortunate like staggered spin out. That was really weird. I think still managed to clutch it up there. Oh, 1% off. That's unfortunate. This level tends to do that, honestly. So that's another boss, and I think that's 5 games with the boss. Cyber Owls, Starvanger, Star Wasper, Fistel. Hasn't killed anything in Porgy. Kit Club, yeah. Alright, so popping into Rakshasa for the end of stage 1, and that'll be defeat a boss in 6 different games. And will at least put an end to the far column bingo threat. But as I was mentioning before, Stan's unfortunately just kind of in a position where he has so much board presence right now that not super able to keep up here. Oh, looks like my phone disconnected. Oops. Okay, so now has credit and Racer. Hasn't marked the space off quite yet, because maybe just trying to bait Tyler into a little bit more time loss here. I don't super think that Stan needs to do this at this point, to be perfectly honest. But that's fine. Sorry, because I disconnected it, moved me around in the list. That should be better now. So Stan is actually pretty significantly holding this space. For those that don't know what that means, Stan has completed that paint chase goal and isn't clearing it right now. Theoretically, in Stan's eyes, Tyler could be in paint chase right now, and Stan's just trying to waste a little bit of time by theoretically having Tyler go for more paint chase progress that doesn't matter. I do think this is potentially a little risky just because you maybe haven't seen Tyler mark off his space in a bit. And that paint chase goal isn't the longest, so yeah, if Tyler had managed to get that blockbuster square, that would have pretty much blocked off a majority of Stan's demanding board presence, I think. Unfortunately, basically since that square, Tyler's kind of been stuck playing catch up on spaces, and admittedly has done well. Like, for as on the back foot as Tyler's been through most of this match, like still is making progress and working off the like important bingo blocks here. Okay, and we do see a tactics, which is another important space to block this downward diagonal. We do get tutorial in a tactics. Only getting tutorialed into tactics is the new crust sector. So, for those that don't know, survival mode is basically just live as long as you can with 3 flags. And as you start to go in the game, your score basically rises exponentially. But you do have to be careful. I've personally found playing this defensively is a little bit more helpful. But on a related note, now that Stan has seen Tyler mark off defeat a boss in 6 different games, is potentially a little more willing to hold that paint chase square now that he has like an exact idea of where Tyler's been and it's not paint chase. Because which I guess is possible, unless Tyler decided to use even coat to go to the final level of paint chase and beat the red racer, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that would be the only scenario that could have theoretically screwed over Stan here. Yeah, and I mean, like, because even coat's on the card, that would have been a possibility here. It's not one that we saw. But yeah, I'm a little confused on why Stan is so aggressively holding this space. It is working out, I guess, in terms of not revealing that he has progress in paint chase, but is kind of risky in terms of you don't really know for sure where Tyler's been. And meanwhile, it looks like Tactics is going pretty well. Unfortunately, the Discord live counter is severely hindering both of the games that we see on screen right now. I can't, like, I'm assuming Stan's fine here because this Mortal Goal's not super hard. You do have to be a little careful, I guess, because you have to be more efficient than anything. But yeah, I agree if you're this significantly up on squares, and I can even kind of understand a little bit of a delay on this space, but this does feel like a pretty aggressive one, especially since Tyler's like main chance of coming back at this point is through sniping you a bunch. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I had no clue that that's how you actually get that 5 lives at the end. Level complete with 57 lives. Okay, so if you're efficient and mortal, you are able to get that at the end of World 1. Oh, that is nasty. Okay, I now see what Stan's doing. So, for those that do not see what Stan's doing, he has now completed the paint chase. Yeah, I was going to say, there you go. He has now completed the paint chase square and completed the mortal square, which completely hid what he was doing from Tyler. Now Tyler, in the middle of survival, is basically stuck in this goal until he reaches 1,000. But unfortunately, because Stan flew off the shelves with 2 spaces, is now already having a pretty significant advantage in Barbuda, and proven everyone wrong on that. I do think that that was perhaps a little risky, but it has paid off and is immediately threatening a very scary situation for Tyler. And this tactics is also kind of looking a little sketch here. I think Tyler's almost at the point of having this clear, because I think once you reach the fall zone, you just get really close to 1,000 anyway. But I think more importantly than clearing a tactics right now, Stan is now obviously threatening this bottom row bingo and is just filling up item slots while Tyler is still locked in a tactics trying to block another bingo. So as we were mentioning with the holding spaces thing, you are allowed in this league to hold a space. Like, just because you complete a goal doesn't mean that you have to mark it off right away. You typically only really see this in A-tier matches, to be honest. Like, I think some B1 players have started experimenting with it a little bit, but like for the most part you only really see it in A-tier matches. And most of the time you only really see it in A-tier matches. Oh no, got 915! Oh, that is unfortunate. And now Tyler is pretty significantly down. That is bad timing on that. Those rushes at the top ended up proving to be pretty big. And Tyler is going into Barbuda. I think at this point, basically just kind of needs to hope that Stan game overs. Because Stan is up 3 items to 1 right now. And has been playing some pretty clean Barbuda. And yeah, I think really the only way Tyler can speed this up and come back is Stan getting a little screwed over by the Red Phantom and game overing here, or just being a little careless and losing all 6 of his eggs here. But that hold ended up proving to be pretty big because it basically didn't give Tyler the information that Stan was even threatening this bottom row bingo until he had 2 of the quicker spaces marked off. And I think Tyler specifically kind of fell prey to that because of the other spaces that Stan was threatening. Like, looking at the board objectively, like, that Atactic Skull was blocking a bingo that looked pretty threatening. But unfortunately for Tyler, Stan was plotting something else behind the scenes, and looking like that plot is going to pay off pretty significantly here. Stan's going to go ahead and grab his 4th item while Tyler is trying to grab his 2nd. I think without Red Phantom intervention, this is looking pretty scary for this goal. As someone who kind of needed a route for this, I'm excited that it's coming down to a head-to-head race for this. Yeah, offhand, I can't think of any rooms that you would really need to be super cautious of the Phantom at this point, even. And I think there's just Stan's been playing it too clean here. Meow to you as well, Arya. How's it going? We are just finishing up the end of an A-tier bingo match where it's looking like Stan's going to be able to come up with the bingo victory here. Never say never, because Barbuda can be pretty brutal at times, but the Red Phantom also is close, so Stan does have to be careful here. Oh no, there it is! I saw that coming on the map. I wasn't sure if Stan saw it, but I did see that that was pretty close on the map. He tried. If the Red Phantom intervened to keep this match going, that might have been a highlight of the season, by the way. And that was actually a pretty nasty room for him to show up in, because Stan was kind of like solidly in the middle of that ground right there. And I think that was probably like the scariest room for the Phantom to show up on the rest of this route, if I'm remembering this route correctly. So for what it's worth, Tyler has managed to kind of hold pace here pretty well. Like, basically the difference in this match so far is definitely proving to be that little bit of extra time that Stan delayed, plus the plus that little bit of extra time in tactics. It does look like he's getting blood sword based on the fact that he pushed that over. I don't think blood sword actually helps for this gold, though, does it? Because it just replaces your sword and it doesn't actually fill a different item slot. Yeah, I was gonna say, so unfortunately this isn't gonna actually count for the goal specifically. Not that it particularly matters here, because with this final purchase, buying the trash, filling the 8th item slot, and grabbing the bingo, very, very well played by both players. Yeah, very fun match. GG's.
GG's.
That was a very fun match to cast.
I practiced the blockbuster like 4 or 5 times, and I ran out with like literally 1 or 2 strokes, and then you clicked it off like literally like maybe a minute later.
Oh,
yeah,
that should have been like an exciting race to watch, because I like retried, like I went out of strokes like midway and had to retry that goal.
Oh, so jeez, yeah. Golf warrior race.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think Tyler sniped me on a lot of goals I was going for, because it was like Porgy, Valbrace, Cyber Owls, and the boss goal.
Yeah, there
I
was.
would have had the Porgy goal a lot freaking earlier, but Lamia, and I was like, nah, I'll come back to it later.
Yeah. Yeah, very fun match. You guys both definitely went back and forth on a lot of spaces, and I think that blockbuster one was definitely like
that was the
prover.
changing of the tide for sure.
It was very fun to see a head-to-head Barbuda race at the end.
And the gifts. I had like 5 gifts, and I was trying to think of what other gift I should go for. I was thinking about maybe the fire mod. I'd be interested to know your 6 gifts.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny, because like my last gift was basically the Cyber Owls gift, and I was like trying to intentionally get a game over on Cyber Owls to get it like right aligned with the top row goals, but like I was like too quick on menuing, and like basically like the like
Dude, I was menuing crazy
hours.
too. My Valbrace movement was spastic. I was like moving up and down and left and right when I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you guys
absolutely.
were moving.
You must have like, there must be like a significantly different like speed difference on Valbrace, because like I was very close on that one. I think I was at like 150 essence when you checked off that goal. Basically.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I scouted out. Shout out to I think Smo, who said that if you kill the crone, you get like 150. So like right when you kill her, you have just like pretty much enough to level up.
Oh, okay. That must have been the deciding factor, because I was just like grinding out enemies in this run basically. But yeah, oh man,
Dude, you're faster than you say, man. You're going quick.
Like I personally about this board, I don't think I would have been excelled as well if there hadn't been like there's not a lot of new goals that carried over from like added from season 2 basically. There's a lot of like, old goals, and I think that's what put me over the edge basically, because I am not at all familiar with any of the new goals. I haven't practiced them much, but like getting the blockbuster, shout outs to Out of Moon Cat for setting up the like video tutorials on that one. That was super cool.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because
also...
I don't even think I noticed, but this is a very like season 1 board in season 2, which is really funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have also a question. Is the bridge troll considered a boss?
No. I don't think so.
See, 2 different answers. I went ahead and finished the level anyways, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I don't think it counts.
Yeah, I think he's a mini boss and not a full boss.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I guess that's all I got.
Yeah.
But like, it's shocking how much this looks like a season 1 board, other than the racer and the paint juice gold. So,
Yeah, if you take off the on this card thing, I think this could have just been a season 1 playoff match. It would have been fun.
Find the parasite hammer too. Oh, that was a gift. Oh, that would have been a difference too. Oh
yeah.
My gosh. I wound out with the freaking like the Barbuda head or something like way. I was like, where am I? And then I just left.
Yeah, this board was interesting because it definitely had some like less common gifts that were also just like spaces on the board if you happen to know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the longest time I thought the bricks were the gift in Golfaria, and I was like very surprised when it gave me the gift when I get the blockbuster.
I always think it's a piece of the holy tea for a gift for some reason, but I guess it makes sense that it's one of the random power-ups that you get before then.
Yeah, a lot of strange like synergies on this board basically. Both for bosses and for like gifts basically.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right.
And,
GG's. And
Yeah, I'll probably watch this back like instantly because that was close.
yeah, there were definitely a couple of pretty intense back and forths, definitely on both sides for this one. And yeah.
How far were you in like? Were you aiming for the Barbuda defense on the last few minutes?
I was like maybe halfway through. I would have taken me a little bit of extra time to get the candy because the only route that I know is I think you have to go up or is to the right. I would have had to figure that one out.
Yeah, there was like the definitive optimal route for this goal, and
Yeah, I had like 4 or 5 items, and I had just gotten the money to buy the trash and the pin, so I was close, but not that close.
Yeah, I think the main difference with that one, honestly, was that you were in a tactics for a little bit longer. As Stan like immediately hopped into Barbuda, because
Yeah.
I think it would have been pretty neck and neck if you would quit out immediately.
Yeah, and that's why my tactics got really sloppy because I started looking at the board and then.
Understandable.
yeah. But I think I might have been sloppier than you because I got a game over at like I don't know like 100 points.
I was at 916 and then I typed all and then left.
Yeah. But to answer the question in chat, I think there still is a match going on Matt's channel right now, and I think that's the last match for tonight. Yeah, very well played by both of you. Definitely looking forward to getting more of your games in this season.
Yeah, I think this is your first time you guessed mine, so.
Yeah.